Where's George?
No. Well,
what's going on, guys?
who the hell are you?
Go fuck yourself.
Hey guys, this is Kat. What's up? We're here with your Dons of the Comic Book Syndicate to find out what they thought on the brand new Marvel movie, X-Men First Class.
The movie was not quite as good as I expected it to be. I don't think that they integrated history as well as I thought they would. And while there was a lot of really good things with the movie, the actors that played Magneto and Professor X were really good, but overall there was such a really good story, but with so much hokiness. There was like a flash where they actually they showed a shot of Kevin Bacon pointing to Cuba on a map, and he might as well have had like curled his mustache. You know what I mean? It was so ridiculous. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. Combined with that horrible grunge soundtrack that kind of didn't really fit the period that it was set in, I'm a little bit disappointed. I still think it was probably the best X-Men movie, but that's not really saying much to me. So I don't know. I do recommend it, but not nearly as good as I thought it would be.
For me personally, the hokiness wasn't really hokey simply because I thought that's kind of the motif that they were going for because it was set in the 60s.
I thought the movie was going fine up to the point when the grape ape / Mon Chi, that was otherwise known as Beast, walked into the shot and completely, like you could almost hear the movie, like, you know what I mean? The brakes are on this movie now. And it just got ridiculous after that point. Every time he came on the screen, I just was instantly transported out of the movie, and I thought, wow, this is just really bad. The subtitles, you know, with mentioning the places where they were, because who knows what Moscow looks like in the Kremlin? I mean, with all those, thank God there was titles, because I just had no idea where I was. Like, where am I? I don't, oh!
This is the first time I think I've seen Kevin Bacon, other than like A River Runs Through It, where it's not hokey Kevin Bacon, like passable German accent. Speaking of actors, I feel like there were too many of them to keep track of. On top of, like, again, if this is a movie for a 10-year-old, they're probably not going to be super familiar, especially as a Canadian, with American history, especially not the Cold War. And then now we're going to just throw a bunch of characters at you, but we're also going to set it in this era. We're also going to try to explain who they all are. And
So, what did the White Queen think of the movie?
Well, I thought, no. Overall, I did like it. Magneto was done really well. Professor X was done well. And you're right about so many characters. It's really hard, but I think they tried to get a little bit of that background in the characters, because team movies or team comics even, they're really hard to get everyone involved in and get liking all the characters.
In essence, the X-Men story is more or less the struggle between Charles Xavier and Magneto, but with Magneto's very Malcolm X, by any means necessary approach, and Charles Xavier's Dr. King sort of peaceful protest. I'm just wondering if they sort of captured that essence of that story with this movie and how it started.
I thought, you know, if there was anything in this movie that was heart-wrenching, it was the relationship between Magneto and Professor X. And I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but it reminded me of Obi-Wan and Vader in Revenge of the Sith. The betrayal, right? Like, not the betrayal, but you know, it's like the Fox and the Hound. We were pals when we were little kids, but now we have to part ways because
we can't be.
I'm an X-Men and you're part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Next time you want to issue a big spoiler alert for those of us who haven't seen Fox and the Hound. Thanks.
Are you recommending this movie to your friends, or are you saying, save your money, guys?
It is a little bit hokey, so it's not as good as it could have been. They could have tried better. They could have tried to make it a better movie.
I guess I'd recommend it. I didn't find it that bad, but it was nice to see familiar characters, but there's just so many.
Overall, yes, I would recommend going to see it. It's a lot of fun, and it gets the essence of the comic books, I think.
I think if you ignore the Beast and be ready for that, because that's a big one, if you can get around that, it's actually quite good.
Comic Book Syndicate, assemble!
So how many episodes you got in the series so far?
14.
14. That sounds like a fact. I like it a lot.
It's because I've been saying it all day.
Jesse is probably what? More of a charity working kind of, loves pets. Maybe has a cat, lives alone.
My character is an idiot. Yeah.
Where do we find it? So we can
it's
give
on
like a whole...
YouTube, it's on Adam. Those are the only two that I actually know.
Can we email information back and forth, and there's a...
That's actually for jewelry. That's not the thing that you wanna... I'll sign anything though, I mean, if you want it.
Like... Your face,